Good afternoon, class. This is Robert Weldon, and this is week 7 of speech class. And today we're going to be talking about the pandemic that everyone seems to have going on, the COVID pandemic. Being in healthcare, being a frontline worker at the urgent care, we currently see quite a few number of COVID tests coming in, especially since in the last few weeks we started doing the rapid test. So one of the biggest questions is this the same? Is it as accurate as the one where we feel like it sticks us in our brain, or is it less accurate because it's not as invasive as the other swabs that we see in the very beginning when COVID first started? I'm here to tell you that the swab that my clinic offers is quite accurate. We see positives and negatives. However, with anything, especially when you go for speed for a rapid test, there's always a possibility of a false positive. The problem that we run into is that, unfortunately, it's my belief there's too much information out there for the common population, and this allows people to kind of get confused on what it is that needs to be tested and what doesn't need to be tested. You know, the difference between a blood test or a nasal swab, which one's going to be more accurate? What are we actually looking for? Now that said, I do believe in complete transparency and making sure that the patient has a vital role to play in their own treatment plan. But as for COVID tests, like I said, there's a number of different tests available, and we just recently started doing the rapid test. Gets the test results about 15-20 minutes, and then kind of goes from there so that the patients can leave here knowing that they have a negative test sample. That said, kind of the persuasive part of this is there's more infectious diseases out there than just COVID right now. It's not like COVID came in and there's no more strep and there's no more flu. It's still the same symptoms. Oh, well, I've got a cough and a headache and a sore throat. Well, that unfortunately for all of us are in healthcare, that sums up about 80% of our job duties. If it's simple allergies like my wife experiences, or asthma, sore throat, anything like that. So this pandemic has definitely changed the world that we live in, and it's one where you just like any other virus, you got to keep an eye out for the symptoms. How do the symptoms interact with what you're doing? Where could you have been exposed, and how to protect yourself. I tell my staff every day, increase your vitamin C, increase your, make sure you're taking care of yourself, because if you're taking care of yourself, then you can in turn take care of our patients, and that allows us to really continue to fight the good fight and help figure out what's going on with the COVID virus and how to combat it. Unfortunately, there's no cure at the moment, so it's just treating the symptoms like any other virus, fluids, rest, hydration, and staying home. That's a hard one, staying home if you're sick and not feeling well. That should do it for me. Hopefully this is kind of informative. I know there's a lot of information about COVID right now, but there are some rapid tests available, and go from there.